Okay, we are rolling. Greetings, dear Aries. That's you over here. This is from Terra Illumination, and it is your September 29 report. I know I sound a little bit muted, but I've been doing a lot of readings. I'm trying to protect my voice, okay? And we still have a lot more readings to do. So, there you go. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. All right, this is your personal astrodoodle. I'll just show it to you right now so you have it. And you can do what you like with this. I use these in personal readings, as you know. I'm only going to share a few bits here on this report. The rest of it's just like, some other day, some other time, okay? Aries, sun, moon, and rising. Either way, we're putting you on the horizon over here. And everything else stems from there. All right, here we go. So let's look at the month in general. I'm only going to focus on the focus. Okay, I'm going to focus on the yellow bits, the highlights, okay? The very beginning of the month, the very tippy end of August, okay? Right over here, we have the Virgo new moon. It's a huge monster stellium, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, all piled up, right up there. 5 planet stellium, the personal planets. So that's going to impact you on that 6th house part of your life, okay? I'll show you in a minute. Next, 2 weeks later at the full moon, 13th and the 14th, the moon is in Pisces, opposing Virgo, sun. There's going to be some kind of culmination for you, and I'll show you in a moment. Let's keep moving over here. The sun moves into Libra on the 24th, so that's a little bit of light relief for you. And then we have the new moon in Libra at the very tippy end of the month, okay? You know what that means, right? Full maximum opposition, Aries. I mean, I have to call it out, if no one else is going to do it, I have to do it. Please don't hate me, Aries, all right? I'll just show you, okay? Over here, here's the big, huge Virgo new moon. It's in your 6th house. It just covers the whole of the 6th house for most of the month, okay? So I am using this as my personal excuse to create this big, fat, grand Earth trine here in green, okay? The Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. It's very nutritious. It's kind of wobbly. I mean, this isn't exact all month, but it's enough for me personally to want to call it out, okay? So in other words, as much as I love to blame the planets, we can't blame the planets completely here because this is really good news, okay? So the question is, how do you deal with it, all right, Aries? That's you. Next, we're going to come to the full moon, okay? That's over here, all right? The 13th and the 14th-ish, sort of, kind of. Moon is in Pisces over here, your 12th house, your house of self-undoing, your house of universal love, your house of unconditional love. It's also the house where we tend to like stuff and bury anything and everything that we can't handle. The house of self-undoing, I think of it as the dumpster, the basement, the spiritual trash can, your backyard, your personal landfill. And of course, if you don't take care of that on a regular basis, it putrefies and stinks up the rest of everything else in your life. So that applies to everybody, but for you, Aries, it happens to be ruled by Neptune, with Pisces energy here. So you're very hyper vulnerable to self-undoing at that time. So I think what's happening here is we're seeing a huge number of spotlights shining on your 6th house of work, day-to-day activities, chores, habits, things that you do all day, every day just to get through the day. And that could include like a day job. But I'm looking at it more than that. I'm thinking of this very much as the healing axis, okay? So what are you doing with yourself, Aries? How are you going to refine, cleanse, purify, improve, organize, better your habits, your day-to-day habits so that you are a healthier person? Your wealth and abundance over here is directly contingent upon your health, which affects your career. All of these affect each other in a very good way. Your value, your values, your sense of self-worth, all of that plays into itself. It feeds on itself. The more you improve your health habits, the better your life, your career, your wealth abundance will become, okay? But it's under a lot of challenge. You see this orange squiggle here? This is what's called a T-square. This is very challenging, and it's sort of actually going on the whole month because Neptune is here anyway, and it gets amplified when the moon is here. So that's why I put this big triangle, okay? This is very stressful. This is a very stressful thing for you. So you've got the sweet stuff here and the stressful stuff here. Now, I have to break it to you, Aries. You've got a Libra new moon over here, okay, in your 7th house of significant others, one-on-one relationships, business contracts, things like that. I'm not talking about true love and romance and fun and passion and all that joy. I'm not talking about sleeping around with your coworkers. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about actually the chosen relationships, the ones where you really get into it, like one-on-one. We're going to be entering a lot of planets over here that are going to be opposing you. Okay? It's starting right at the end of September and it goes into October, which is your time period of maximum opposition and pressure for the whole month, for the whole year, pardon me. So I'm just giving you a heads up, okay? Aries, please take this into account. Just think of it as a weather report, okay? And then you don't have to take it personally. It's not like I'm trying to hurt your feelings or anything. This is just a weather report, okay? So I'm going to use the Tarot Illumination Crucible spread. So on the understanding, okay, it's a bowl. A crucible is a bowl type structure. It looks sort of like this. They use them in laboratories to conduct very intense alchemical high pressure relationships that would normally destroy a regular structure. So they have these things called crucibles, okay? So it's the same thing in relationships. Relationships are the ultimate and most fulfilling and nutritious way for spiritual growth, evolution, and healing. Okay, you don't have to do it that way. We are unique individual beings, as you know, Aries. You are that person. But sometimes there are certain types of spiritual growth, evolution, and healing that can only occur in the context of relationship. And sometimes that gets pretty ugly. Okay, we discover things about ourselves. Other people discover things about themselves that they would only discover in that relationship dynamic. Sometimes it's just not pretty. I'm just sorry, that's just how it is. So that's why I use this spread. Because there's nowhere to hide. All right? So let's bless this deck, bless every single card, bless you, Aries, bless Tarot Illumination, bless the platform, the channel, the lights, the cameras, the electricity, the internet, all of it, so that we can do this at all. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing we have here. Let's make the most of it. Okay, I'm going to cut it all up. Here we go. Invite your invisible friends. Give yourself a big hug. Hands over heart. 3 deep breaths. Okay, and let's do this. Okay. I could use other spreads, but I'm really starting to enjoy the Crucible spread in the context of monthly reports because it covers a lot of territory. Over here, think of yourself as a smartphone, Aries. What are you radiating? Okay, what are you transmitting? What are you receiving? You are a transceiver. You're always transmitting and receiving energy. Transmit, receive. What does that look like? Especially in the context of relationship dynamics. Over here, what about a significant other? What are they radiating? Okay. What are they receiving? Over here, deep down inside of you, what are you radiating? Deep down inside of the other, and here at the very core of the relationship itself. This is on the understanding that there's you, others, or a significant other, and a third entity that you guys own together called the relationship or the crucible, however you want to look at it. Okay, so the question is, what is the nature of your crucible? Is it wobbly, shaky, leaky, solid, stable, well-maintained, scruffy, messy, damaged? Is it foobar? Does it need a lot of maintenance? What's going on? Think of this as a huge potted plant, if you will, and what is growing out of here. It's a living thing. You guys own this, and it's like running a business, taking care of a garden. what's happening. Okay, and all of this of course is surrounded by energy. Okay, I like to think of it as the weather, especially the planets, but it could be like circumstances, homes, family, jobs, careers, whatever it is. You can reinterpret however you want. Let's get started. So we have the star card here. My feeling is that you're in this uh, field of divine protection. It's all part of it feels to me like you're there's a bit you're quaking quite a bit. It's just like, I hope things work out. 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 Let me point out something here for you. Okay. You see this thing up here? Pluto and Saturn up here in your 10th house of destiny, career, achievement, recognition, your mission on Earth. What's going on here? Personally, I'm guessing that you're feeling a lot of pressure in your life here. It's very deep, it's unrelenting, it's been going on for a long time, and it's not going to go away anytime soon. Also, Uranus is in Taurus over here. We got the big fat stellium. These are heavy, big planets way far out there. These are the personal planets, very close. So I think you're kind of under a lot of pressure to look at your life and your world like, exactly, please, dear heaven, angels, what am I doing here? Why am I here? What is my true meaning? What is my purpose? Uh, I thought I knew. I wish I knew. I sort of know, but I actually admit that I don't fully know. Please, please, please help me, guide me, protect me. I need guidance. I need protection because I can feel this thing coming. Okay, the Libra stuff, the full opposition. We talked about that earlier, right? Got it? And you can feel it coming because this is a very sensitive part of your chart here. We're touching on the bits and pieces of you that are not working very well, that you have to clean up and clarify and refine and purify. It's just like pretend you're an athlete, okay, Aries, and you've been, living a life. You lived a whole year, and then some kind of like personal trainer coach comes up and says, Aries, you're doing great in certain ways, but you've still got a lot of work to do. I don't know how else to tell you because if you don't do that stuff, you're going to discover that all these other things that you've kind of ignored and forgotten about, they're going to really stink up the rest of your life deep at the pit level where you don't even know what's happening. And you end up hospitalized. You end up, you know, like a reject, and that's going to impact you up here, the place that really really counts, where where you are in this world. So what are you doing with yourself, Aries? All right, it's very very important. My feeling is right now to understand that you need guidance and you need protection, number one, and number two, you are guided, you are protected. Okay, please listen to the Tarot Illumination song on the playlist. I am guided, I am protected. That might help you. Okay, I'm not kidding, I'm really serious. Okay, Aries, let's have a look. What are you transmitting and receiving over here? Okay, whoa. Okay, so we've got the Wheel of Fortune here. So this feels like it's almost like out of control energy. I'm not saying in a good way or a bad way. It's just like there's a huge vortex of energy that's happening here, and you're being swept along. Okay, it's like, being a surfer, and you're just doing your day stuff, and then all of a sudden this big wave comes along. Part of it is like, wow, this is the big wave I've always dreamed of my whole life. Wow, this is amazing. And then flip. Oh my God, this is the dream wave I've been wishing for my whole life. I'm absolutely terrified. Okay? It's the same wave, the same person, the same conditions. One aspect, one perspective looks like joy and amazing things happening to you. The next minute, it's just like, oh my God, what is happening? How am I going to handle this? Okay. Now, also remember here with the Wheel of Fortune, we're taking all the energies of the planets, all the energies of the universe, squashing them into one like funnel, one nozzle, and they're all working for you. So the question is, are you aware? And if you are aware, can you handle it? If you're not aware, it's time to be aware and make the best of it, because this is incredibly good news for you. The question is, can you handle it? Okay. I'm sure part of you is aware, you can sense it, But there's also this part that you couldn't possibly know the full extent of what this really means. So it's like, hold on, let me get the chart in a minute. Just want to check up here. Yes, because you see over here with Jupiter in your ninth house, your sense of expansion and awareness, and let's say having things from a very broad perspective are very challenged right now. It's almost like you can't see the big picture unless you do your own cleanup campaign. You've got to take care of business. You've got to cleanse, refine, purify, and do a lot of self-healing in order to take full advantage of Jupiter and Sagittarius that is really harmonious for you. Okay? It's there. It's really, really working for you. It's expanding your world, your horizons, your perspectives, your beliefs, your understandings from a much bigger, broader perspective than ever before. But it's so easily obscured by anything and everything that is not working in your day-to-day life. That could be fixed if you wanted it to. Okay, let's have a look at a significant other over here. Okay, so with the Six of Pentacles, my feeling is that Aries, you're relating to someone or maybe some people who are very valuable to you. You care about them a lot. They care about you a lot. And there are these reciprocal arrangements going on where you are very beneficial to them. In return, they can be very beneficial to you, but it's in a very different kind of way. To me, it feels like they have the capacity and the abundance to share whatever they can with you at their discrimination, and they enjoy this. They actually get off on this. It might not be that they're like some kind of huge trust fund baby. They might be a pauper. They might be somebody who's like very marginal, but they have the gift of kindness and generosity as though they have infinite abundance already at hand. In other words, the more kind and generous that I am, the more abundance comes to me that I can share with others in the world. Sometimes I have been that person who is in need. Sometimes I am the one who receives. Sometimes I am the one who gives. Whatever it is, the receiver, the giver. This is very good news for you, I think, Aries, to have this person near you and around you, because they only want what's best for you. Okay, which happens to be good for them because they're actually enjoying being this person for you and with you on your journey. Actually, another thing here, what I'm sensing is that they might be symbolic of the hope and the guidance and the protection over here. They might be like the embodiment of it in any way, shape, or form that you might need. But it's measurable. You can count on this person. Okay, Aries, they are here for you. It could be different, all sorts of characters in your life. This person, that person, that person, that person. But they all care. They all love. And it's all in ways that are measurable. Okay? I'm not talking about poetry and, you know, sweet, kind words that are hollow. I'm talking about genuine, measurable love. Loving gestures of kindness, generosity, patience, endurance, commitment, loyalty. Okay? All the really wholesome ingredients that really, really count over the long term. What are you radiating deep in here? Whoa. Wow, you've got the Ace of Cups here, Aries. So my feeling is that it's almost as though, what is it? It's like, to me, this almost feels like wish come true kind of energy. You know, they call that with the Nine of Cups sometimes, but I'm seeing it here overall. What I'm seeing here is some kind of wish come true type of thing, as though there was like some swirling magic that's happening in your life, in your world, some kind of sense of destiny. What's that word? Oh, there's a word. I saw it on a political TV show, or what was it was one of my Netflix shows. It was. Oh yeah, manifest destiny. See that over here? You can't escape this, all right? It's very deep, it's heavy, it's profound, it's irreversible. It's putting a lot of pressure on you to manifest yourself at the highest levels possible as if you were a Capricorn, okay? That's a lot of pressure. So I'm thinking of here is like you're starting to see your life as a mission, a mission of like being a carrier or an embodiment or an ambassador or someone who gets to enjoy the experience of the healing power of love. Okay. And it doesn't matter what existed in your life before. It doesn't matter about the past. Don't worry about the future. The only thing that counts right now is this sacred opportunity that is here. And it would not be here unless you'd earned it and worked for it. And now it is here. Deep, deep, deep in the pit of your soul, you know it's here. And it's like this is a card of sacred opportunity. And I think it relates very much to what we're going to just call it manifest destiny, where it is your job to transmit and receive love. It's that simple. Simple is not easy, but it's the idea of being a recipient. Whatever you've done in your life to get to this point, Aries, you know, well done. Congratulations. You are guided, you are protected, and you will continue to be guided and protected. You will be, to me, it almost looks like an embodiment or an ambassador of the healing power of love, which might be maybe that's a goal or a destiny or some kind of manifest destiny or definition of your destiny that you've always yearned for, but never actually thought about it in such simplistic terms or even realize that there was a chance for this to even happen, but now it's actually happening. And it's happening through the process of learning what happens in a relationship. Hold on, there's a little thing there. I had to get rid of it. Sorry. So to me, it feels like it's happening in a very gentle, soft, loving, kind, generous way. What's happening deep inside of them? Okay. I think it's because they love you. Okay. And what they really want to do is express and show this love in any way they can. Okay, with the King of Pentacles here. Again, I don't know who this person is, Aries, or who these people are, but to me it feels like they are very good news for you, and it's because you have been, and you are, and you will be good news for them or for this person. And they are reciprocating in kind to the point where they're willing to like literally go to the ends of the world to help you and to be there for you and to be a reflection of your own awesomeness and abundance. And maybe you just needed to see that, Aries. Maybe it's time for you to see yourself in the mirror. Okay. So even though I was presenting kind of a bit of a daunting storyline and image for the end of the month, you know, when the sun moves into Libra over here, and that could be quite intimidating. Okay. There's no way out of it. There's nowhere to hide in the seventh house. Okay. They call it the house of marriage. A good marriage is one of the most important, valuable decisions you'll ever make or enjoy on this life on Earth. A marriage that's in jeopardy ends up being one of the worst situations on Earth. You know, in life and relationship, there's nowhere to hide. Like in the United States, marriages come and go like confetti. 50%. And a lot of marriages continue that are highly compromised. So for you, Aries, I think what's happening, you're realizing that, wow, there is a lot at stake here. And you might be getting a glimpse of what it's like to be in a good relationship with a good person or good people who are reflecting. It's almost like your own energy back to you. It's time that you see, Aries, your own awesomeness in the mirror, how valuable you are to others, how incredibly noble and kind and generous and magnanimous you have been to others. And now it's being reflected back to you, Aries, and it's about time. Okay, let's have a look at the core over here. Okay, so with the Two of Swords here, to me it feels like it's almost too much for you. It's like there's so much happening with this. Hold on, back to the chart again. Like this is almost overwhelming, okay? And when it comes to the full moon, that could be almost overwhelming. And then when we come to the new moon in Libra, that's going to be overwhelming. It's almost going to be like an extremely humbling thing for you. So it puts you in a position of like Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Wait a minute! I wish I had had this report a month ago. I wish I'd Terra Illumination to put these readings out a month ago so I could prepare for this because I don't really know what to do right now. My feeling with the Two of Swords is that it's like it's almost like there's so much potential good here. It's like it catches you off guard. Like, well, wait a minute. Terra Illumination, are you serious? Is this for real? And Terra Illumination says, yes. And you're telling me that and all that stuff is what it is, and it's all the goodness of it. And Terra Illumination says, yes. Yeah, that's what we're hinting at. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute, that's a lot for me to handle. I need to absorb this energy, this information, this knowledge, this understanding. Um, I need time, okay? I need time. I reserve the right to decide not to decide right now because I don't really, really, truly know what to do with this because I was already wigging out at the beginning of the reading over here. All right, so Aries, that's how I'm sensing it here. It's not the end of the world. It's just like a pause. It's a pause button. My feeling is with the Two of Swords here, it would be a really, really good idea to take this reading very seriously, take it to heart, and give yourself permission to live through this thing and absorb it all like information that you need from heaven. It's information, it's data, it's wisdom, it's knowledge that you're picking up through your antenna. Okay? And then eventually you'll figure out what to do with it and go from there. But now is not the time. Right now, the time is to simply enjoy the storyline that I've told you already and live it and savor it and soak it up. So, with the Ten of Swords here, my feeling is that we're talking about the health axis. Okay? Let me go over here. You know, to a lot of people, this is a very painful, tragic card because it can't get any worse than this. But that's the beauty. It can't get any worse than this. Everything that's bad that could have happened has happened. It's like, it's over. It's done. You might be at a point, dear Aries, where let's just say you've bottomed out and like, you know what? It's the end. It's the end of all misery and suffering in the way that I knew it before. And sure, I'm going to have misery and suffering at other points in my life right now. But right now, it's over. It's time to accept that I'm pretending I'm Aries now. I have been obliterated. I have been, condemned, insulted, assaulted, ridiculed, humiliated, undermined, betrayed, uh, robbed, impoverished, stabbed, wounded. You're the Aries energy. You're, by definition, you're going to attract perpetrators, okay? And it's your job to handle it. But this is almost like, what's that thing in Star Wars or something where die before you die? And you just die anyway. Another death by a million paper cuts. And so you're dead. But then you come back up again, okay? Because it can't get any worse. So the beauty of it, to me, it looks like this is a whole like epic chapter. Like it's like the end of intense, maybe years and years and years of deep, intense suffering and turmoil. And you're starting to get a glimpse of a new life ahead where these, I mean, this is going to sound really strange. I might have done this in another reading before, but I'm hoping you could see that these energies of tragedy, pain, and suffering, sorrow, and unending misery here are turning into blossoms. I'd like you to imagine that each one of these is just like a beautiful flower budding here, okay? Instead of the handle of a sword that's been turned into you, it's now turning into something beautiful. And you become an amazement to yourself. And it's time for you to be recognized and understood. I think a lot of it is happening here through the process of reflection, okay? Your own wealth, value, and values uh, is being reflected back to you from significant others, certain people who absolutely love you. And they know all the pain that you've suffered and that you've endured, and they know that you might not be used to being appreciated and valued so much as you are, but you are, And it's almost, to me, this is almost like one of those tearful moments. I can feel it coming up in me right now, and I'm trying to suppress the tears because I don't want to go there with this reading. To me, it feels like you're very deeply loved here. Okay, Aries? Man, give me a moment. And they want you to know that. They want you to know that life as you have known it is over. The pain and suffering is over, and there's a new life ahead here for you. It's hard for you to accept this and understand all this at once, but this is kind of how it is. And you are guided and you are protected, okay? You're going to be fine, okay? Do not be scared of this, okay? Aries, this is beautiful here. You're blossoming like never before. That's how I feel it. I mean, you can reinterpret this however you want, but that's the storyline that I'm feeling here. It's beautiful. All right. Give me a second. All right. So I'm going to pull this little card. This is an oracle. Okay. I promised you an oracle earlier. I think I did. This is Romance Angels, and it just has a little bit of color to the relationship dynamics. Okay. Here we go. Here's your card. Getting to know each other. Okay? So, with the shifts that are happening here, and because there's so much pressure for you to cleanse, refine, and purify your life, and you're going to do it because you have to, and the opportunity and the gateway is there, and you're being supported and guided and protected to do so, you're getting endorsed and validated by people who really do love you. It might be overwhelming for you to receive that much, let's say, love and appreciation from certain significant others. So it might feel as though you're having to look at your world, your life, your relationships, your people from brand new again, like scratch. It's just like, wait a minute, who are we all now? It's like a huge like movie or a Shakespearean play. Like everybody's nature and character has changed, and the masks have been pulled off, and the true nature of everybody is being revealed, and it's quite splendid. So it's time to get to know each other again from scratch. Like, oh my gosh, I never knew I was this way. I never knew you were this way. Well, we kind of knew that you're awesome that way, and we knew that this was an opportunity for you. So just like, yeah, let's get to know each other all over again. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. I'm going to say deepens more than ever before. Over here, can you see these different characters all enjoying each other's company? I guess they're telling stories to each other. Over here, the romance angels are guiding them and protecting them to make sure that they take full advantage of this new scenario. Let me read from the book here for you. All right. They're wearing very fancy clothes. I guess it's the Victorian era or something. The romance angels are guiding you to create intimacy with your partner, or let's just say significant others, by revealing your true feelings, your dreams and desires, and the other innermost aspects of yourselves. You discover commonalities and learn new ways of relating, even if you've been, together for, years. If you're presently in a relationship or relationships, this card is a message of healing through honest dialogue. Okay, the healing aspect is very important. Okay, the Virgo Pisces aspect, we talked about that. Very, very important. You've got to reveal it to heal it. You're going to discover what needs revealing in order for the healing. There's no way out of it. So this is, I'll read this again. If you're presently in a relationship, this card is a message of healing through honest dialogue. This is particularly true if you've stuffed down feelings into the 12th house, Pisces stuff, instead of discussing them with your partner openly. Perhaps sitting together with a counselor will give you the strength and support to admit the feelings and talk about them. Regardless, this card clearly guides you towards holding deep and honest discussions for the benefit of your love life. Well, I think it's for the benefit of your whole life and for your loved ones. I think it's like a very mutually beneficial relationship kind of dynamic that's going here. They only want what's best for you, and they can see that you are very worthy and deserving. And it might be just overwhelming for you because you've never been to this moment in your life before. This is like all brand new for you. All right. So I'm going to put this over here, and it's about time about time you knew your own awesomeness, and it's being reflected back to you. I'm going to do one more oracle, and that's it for you, Aries. All right. This is Nature's Whispers, and I'm playing off that big green triangle in the reading. It's all about the earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Very rich, nutritious, harmonious energy, and there's a lot of goodness in there for you. The earth signs, they relate to nature, earth, plants, water, animals, mountains, land, fertility, growth, business, money, the stuff of life. Okay? Let's see what's happening here. Our nature, our natural world. I like to watch those natural history type shows, on PBS or BBC Nature programs. Let's see what you've got here. Okay. All right, here we go. We have new experiences and possibilities. Okay. It's not a unicorn. I'm just going to tell you right now, this is not a unicorn. What's actually happening here, it looks like there's planet Earth down here, but it's very, very solid. It might be just a wooden table. And there's a big, big butterfly over here. And this is like a potted plant, okay? Potted plant, okay? So I'm drawing a close analogy between the imagery here and the actual delineation of the spread itself. And this is a very luscious, beautiful, abundant thing here. And you are the bud, you are the flower, you are the flowering centerpiece of the whole thing. It actually looks like this like fantasy horse, and there's you, the person. And there's this beautiful castle in the background. I would say that's kind of like your destiny. And reaching up, enjoying the fruits of your labor, all the work that you've done to be who you are. Let's read this thing, okay? New experiences and possibilities. Give me a second. So a lot of that is probably going to be triggered at the new moons. The big one right at the very beginning of the month. I'm sorry these readings are so late. And the Libra new moon towards the end of September. Okay, here we go. Look around in nature. Okay, that's what she's doing here. She's just looking around at this amazing, abundant world around her. Look around in nature. Notice the new beginnings, new experiences, and new choices being shown to you. They will only be evident if you take the time to look for these subtle messages. You are on the first steps along a new path. You are being offered a blank page. What are the first words you would like to write on it? Your possibilities are endless. You are in complete control of your life now. This is a new beginning on your journey. Live in the present and trust in your own abilities. Plant your seeds and willingly venture into the new territory. So I think this is going to resonate and make a lot more sense towards the end of the month when the Libra new moon kicks in. It might feel like there's a lot of opposition because there's going to be a bunch of planets in Libra, but that's actually going to be good for you. It's like, growth under challenge, like, when there's sunlight and fertilizer and water all to the right combination. It actually puts quite a lot of pressure on the plant or the living thing here to grow. Okay, call it growing pains. What I'm sensing is growing pains, but it's good. New experience, new possibilities opening up. Okay, go back to the analogy of the flower buds here. Okay, I hope this helps you, dear Aries. I've really enjoyed doing this for you. I should have checked in earlier. I forgot. Please forgive me. I'm saying hello now. Sorry, I don't know if I checked in earlier. I can't remember now, but all the best, Aries. I know you can handle it. It's actually, to me, it's a very beautiful reading. It might leave you needing an extra box of tissues as you see the reflections of your own awesomeness coming back to you. It could be quite humbling. Okay? Be prepared. Think of this as a weather thing. Be prepared also for the Libra new moon. It might put a lot of pressure on you, but ultimately it's for your benefit. Okay? Take care, Aries. All the best. Hope to see you again soon. All right? Bye bye now. Bye bye.